Welcome to the course Unix and Shell Programming. Myself S. Nagamalikras, Assistant Professor CSE Department from Vignan Institute of Information Technology. So from Unit 3, today we are going to discuss the topic is shell variables. And we see that how variables can be declared as a constants with the help of read-only command, and how we are going to unsetting the variables. And not only that, how we are going to unassigned variables value is null. Next, we will going to discuss environmental variables. So these are the topics that we are going to cover in this lecture, shell variables. So now let us consider another example. Here with the help of VI editor, now we are going to create one program, one shell script program. The name is demo1.sh. The shell script name is demo1. So demo1.sh. So this is the shell script. In demo1.sh, these are the statements that are present. Here we are declaring total 3 variables. Let us consider first variable is var1. We are assigning 10 value. So variable 1 is equal to 10. In second variable it contains variable is equal to CSC. And third variable we are assigning 2 words with the help of double quotation. So complete these 2 words will save into the variable 3. Like that we are creating 3 variables and we are assigning one integer value, one word and one string. So in Unix we no need to declare any data type to the variable. Like in other languages we can write, for example, int a, that means only it stores integer values. If float b, it only stores the float values. So just we write the variable name, it can store any type of data, whether it is an integer, whether it is a float, whether it is a string. Now after that, print statements with the help of echo statement, I am writing here the value of var1 is. So I want to access the value present in this one. So with the help of $sign and the variable name. So in output it will replaces here with 10. Like that, echo, the argument is complete this argument, and here we are accessing the variable or accessing the value that is present in that variable. The syntax is $variable name. We know that the value present in here is CSC. Similarly, this is argument, and here $var3, that means dollar indicates for this variable name what is the value that is present, we are accessing that one. So it will comes like this VAIT space CSC. Now let us consider this output. For execution we are to write like this sh space again that file name demo1.sh. So these are the 3 outputs because we are writing here 3 echo statements. The first echo statement is this one. If you observe here, why this 10 value came is we are writing here $var1. That means we are trying to access the value that is present in var1. So that's why 10 value came. And next statement is the value of var2 is CSC. Why CSC came is we are accessing with the $sign and the variable name var2. We know that var2 contains CSC. That's why the answer is CSC. And third statement is the value of var3 is VAT CSC. Why this value came is here we are writing here $var3. We know that var3 holds this data VAT space CSC. That's why the data is presented here. So this is the example how we are assigning the values, or how we are defining the variables, and how we are accessing the values. Now consider this another example. Unassigned variables value is null. That means if you are assigned any value to the variable, if you are accessing that variable, that value will come. For example, a is equal to 10. So here we are assigning some value, 10 value to the variable a. If you are trying to access that variable, the answer is ultimate 10. Now in this situation, unassigned variable values, if one variable is there, for example a is equal to 10, here we are assigning value 10 to this variable name. If we access like this $a, ultimate the answer is 10. So here is no problem. Now our question is, straight away if I am trying to write like this, that means we are not assigning any value to that variable a. Now if you are trying to access that variable, what is the answer means? The answer is null. So the answer is null. Why null came means we are not at all assigning any value to that variable. If you are trying to access such type of variables, ultimate the answer is null. So let us consider one program. Here I am creating one demo3.sh. In that code is, if you observe the code is, let us observe the code. In first line itself, I am trying to print echo the value of var1 is $var1. We know that. What is the meaning of this one? Dollar indicates we are trying to access the value present in that variable var1. But before the statement, no statement is there assigning the value to that var1. That means here we are trying to access the variable which is not assigned with any value. Now see next one, now we are assigning var1 is equal to 567 with some value. Now we are assigning. In third statement, the value present in var1. So the value of var1 is $var1. So here if you observe two different points, here we are not assigned any value to this variable. Here we assigned some value to the variable. So this is the finally output. So sh space demo.sh. So sh space demo.sh. To execute that program, we have to write like this, sh space demo.sh. Now these are the two statements. This first echo statement is this one. So this is the statement for the first echo statement, and this is the statement for second echo statement. So let us see here, the value of var1 is here empty. This indicates null. Why in that place $var1 in that place, why it is empty? That means why that null came? Because we are not assigning any value to that variable, but we are trying to access that variable. That's why the answer is null. In second statement, the value of var1 is 567. Now answer came, or some value came. Why means now we are assigned some value to this variable. For that we are accessing. So answer is 567. So in this demonstration we shown that unassigned variable values is null. Now let us see some uses of local shell variables. If you consider some in two ways, one is setting path names. In setting path names, if you are using the path name in several times in a shell script, rather than that we can assign that path name to a variable, and we can use that variable name as an argument to the particular command. And next one, using command substitution. We know that how we are going to substitute that command. Within backquotes we have to write the command. So variable is equal to command substitution, like that also we can assign. So let us consider that example, how we are going to assign. For example, here we are writing some content to this file one. The content is welcome to session shell variables. This is the content that is present in the file one. If you type the command cat space file one, this content will come welcome to session shell variables. Now here I am writing wc command file one. We know that what is the output. Wc means word count. So how many lines are there? How many words are there? How many characters are there in that file name? So this is the output. We know total 35 characters are there. 5 words are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words, and only 1 line. So this is the meaning of number of lines, number of words, number of characters. This is the file name. Now let us see. Here I am creating one program, demo.sh. In that shell script, this is the following code. Size is equal to, size in the sense variable, is equal to, this entire thing is we treated as a value. What is that value? Within backquotes we are writing. That means this entire thing is command substitution. Here the syntax is wc space option c less than symbol file 1. That means for wc command we are writing option c. That means we need only number of characters. Through input direction we are giving the file 1. So in that file 1, how many characters are there? Only the answer is how many characters are there. It will never give the output number of lines, number of words, because we are using the option C. If you are using option L, it will give only number of lines. If you use option W, it will give number of words. But here we are using Option C. So this is command substitution. So after executing this command straight away, the answer is for this entire thing, it will substitute with, we know that number of characters is 35. So first of all it will execute this command, after that it substitutes with the answer is 35. Now variable is equal to value, now size is equal to 35. Now whenever you are going to access this variable size, the answer is 35. Let us see here. Echo the size of a file is, we are writing here $size. We know that what is the value of size? 35. So we can assign command substitution to the variable also in this way. So if you execute sh space demo.sh, the size of a file is 35. So in this way we can use the local shell variables. So using command substitution. Now read-only variables. Read-only variables means if you want to mark the variable as a constant, that means only read-only, with the help of read-only command we can mark that particular variable as a constant variable. That means we cannot change the value of that particular variable. Whenever you are writing one value to that variable, it will be constant or it will be fixed. We cannot change the value of that particular variable. Why? Means we are declaring that variable as a read-only variable. That means if you are declaring the read-only for any particular variable, that indicates that variable is a constant value. We can't change the value to that variable. Let us consider some examples. Here we are creating one program. The program name is, or the shell script name is demo5.sh. These are the three statements that are present in the demo5.sh. In first statement, variable is where is equal to 789, where 1 is equal to 789. So variable is equal to value. We are assigning 789 to this value to this variable. Now I am declaring read only. This is the command, read only command to this variable. We are assigning for this variable var1 with read only. Now this indicates we can't change the value that is present in this variable. Just for only it will be used for only the read only. Just we can print the value that is present in var1, but we can't change, we can't alter the value that is present in the var1. Just for printing purpose only or just for accessing purpose only we can use. Why? Means this was declared by read only command. Now if you see here, echo the value is $var1. What is the answer is 789. After execution sh space demo5.sh, so the value is 789. So here no problem, because just we are declaring the variable and after that we are assigning read only command to that particular variable. Now we are printing that variable. So here no problem. Now let us see in another way. Consider this example. This is the program name. In the program 1, 2, 3. These are the three statements that are present in that program. Here var1 I am assigned with 789. That means assume this is variable, name is var1. First it is stored 789. After that in second statement again I am writing here var1 is equal to 222. That means it will be overwritten with new value. That means now this var1 contains not 789, it contains 222. It contains 222. Why? Means we are assigning again new value to this existing variable. That way old value will overwritten with new value. Now var1 contains 222, not 789. If you want to print that var value, so in execution if you observe here, the value is 222, not 789. Here we not at all declared any read only option. That's why we can change with any value to that variable. So we can change with any new value. Now consider here another program demo6.h. In this total 4 statements are there, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the 4 statements that are present in this program. First one var1 is equal to 789. Now this is the variable var1 variable name. Now present value is 789. Okay. Now we are assigning the command read only to this variable 1. That means we can't change the value that is present in var1, that is constant value. Now I am trying to access here, third statement is var1 is equal to 222. So now if I am trying to access to change this value with 222, it will not allow to us to overwritten with new value. Why means this var1 is declared with read only command. So it can't give access to change the old value with new value. Let us see, if you want to try to print $var1, so this is the execution, sh space demo6.sh. If you observe here, error will generate. What is this error indicates? var1, this variable is read only variable. Why this error generates means we are trying here to change the value that is present here. That's why it generates error. Previously it not error generates, because previous example that is not read only command. That means we can change with any value. But here, if we declared here read only, then we have no permission to change with new value. That's why one error will generate. That means the following script generates an error while trying to change the value of a particular variable name. If you are trying to change, error will generate. So this is the meaning of read only command. Now unsetting variables. Unsetting variables means if you want to delete the variables from the shell, we will use this unsetting variable. The syntax is unset space variable name. So let us consider some example. Another program name is this one, demo2.sh. These are the 4 statements that is present in that script, demo2.sh. In first one, var1 contains some value 5678. Second one, I am declaring like this, echo, the value of var1 is $var1. That means we are trying to access the value present in var1. So ultimate the answer is 5678. We know that. Now here I am writing unset. That means now I am deleting the variable that is previously what I declared. That is the syntax unset var1. So after execution of this statement unset var1, now var1 is not at all existed. That means in that var1 no value, nothing is there. Now I am trying to print the value present in var1. Again echo, the value of var1 is $var1. Previously it contains value, but here we are already unset that variable. That means we already deleted that variable. Now what is the answer here? In starting session also we seen that null will present. Why null will present? Because we already deleted that variable with the help of unset command. Now let us see the output here. For this first echo statement, the value is 5678. For this second echo statement here, null is there. Why 5678 not came means, here we are writing here unset var1. That means we already deleted this variable. That's why null value is presented in this variable. So that's why here empty, that indicates null. In this way we are going to unset the variable. That means we are trying to delete the already existing variable with the help of unset command. So last one is environmental variables. The environmental variables controls the user environment and can be exported to subshells. So these variables are in uppercase letters, and with the help of these two commands, print env and env commands, it prints all the environmental variables that are present. So if you want to list out what are the environmental variables present in our shell, with the help of these two commands, print env and env commands, with the help of these two commands we can list out what are the environmental variables that are present in my current shell. This is the example here. If you observe env, this is the command. We know that env, or we can write print env. With the help of these two commands, it will list out all the existing environmental variables like this. So it will all list out the environmental variables. So with the help of these two commands, we can check what are the environmental variables. For example, if you observe here some important one, username. If you observe here starting, all these are environmental variables within uppercase letters. Username, one of the environmental variable here is Nagmalikras. So this is the username, like that. Common environmental variables, one is user. With the help of this environmental variable user, the current logged in user, the details will come. With the help of home environmental variables, the home directory of the current user will display, like that. If you use this shell, the path of the current user shell such as bash or csh. If you want to know which shell we are using, with the help of this shell variable, it will give that answer. Log name, the name of the current user, and language, the current localist settings, and mail, location of where the current user's mail is stored, like that. Whatever you want, with the help of these environmental variables, these are the variables, with the help of these users, we can get the particular output of the existing shells. Now let us consider some examples. Here I am writing echo command $home. We know that home means this is in uppercase we are writing, that too this is environmental variable. If you want to access the value present in this environmental variable with the help of again $. So for this answer is this one. So root, in that root home is there, in that home this username is there, like that entire path will displace with the help of this environmental variable. Next, if you want to check the shell, I want to know the details of the shell. So for that environmental variable is shell in uppercase letter. So echo space $shell. The answer is bash shell. If it is she shell, answer is csh, like that. If it is con shell, ksh. So if you want to know the which shell we are using, then we will use this environmental variable shell. So to access the value that present in this environmental variable, we will use this $. Another one is echo space $user within capital letters. So always the environmental variable we have to write in uppercase letters only. So if after this execution of this one, Nagamalikra is nothing but the username of this shell. Like that we are going to use these environmental variables. To summary, we seen that introduction of variables and what are the types of variables, local variables or predefined variables, environmental variables, shell variables, and we seen that how we seen that defining and accessing the variables, and with the help of read command how we are assigning the constant value, and with the help of unsetting command how we are going to unset the variable which is already declared. And we seen that environmental variables, that too in uppercase letters we have to write how many environmental variables are there, and with the help of env and printenv, with the help of these two commands, how we are going to list out all the environmental variables. So we seen all these things. While coming to next lecture, we are going to discuss about redirection concept, how we are going to redirect the input, how we are going to redirect the output, and how we are going to redirect the error. So input redirection, output redirection, error redirection. So why we need redirection. So this entire explanation we will see in next lecture. Thank you.